according to the blue bars, but actually to meet the climate target, we should almost double the capacity. We will end up by 2030 with more than 1 terawatt of energy missing, and this is needed for the global target of staying in 1.5 degrees. So there is a big, of course, problem. And actually, we are going so slow because of the cost. The cost of wind energy is too high compared to what the governments they want to spend. So essentially, the projects are on hold or they are slowed down because of the cost of wind energy. The cost of wind energy, especially for the bigger rotors, is due to the fact that of the substructure and several things that actually makes the offshore wind energy 3 to 4 times more expensive than the onshore. So we are contributing to this and hopefully also to the Italian ecosystem with our technology. Italian ecosystem is also bad in terms of cost because we require the most expensive technology, which is floating. Imagine to have one of these gigantic wind turbines, 200 meters, floating as well, not installed to the deep of the seas. And we have also an average low wind speed in the Mediterranean seas. So if an investor, some banks look at that and say, no, I'm not going to invest, I'm not going to give you the money for an investment like that. So it is a problem, essentially. With Hyperwind, we are contributing to ecosystem with our technology that improves the profitability of wind turbines. In particular, we are building more efficient rotors thanks to an aerodynamic technology where we blow and suck some air on the surface of the blade, increasing the forces, the aerodynamic forces. And this has been granted internationally. We can increase the performance up to 15%. That for the sector is a huge number. They are spending millions for just 1 or 2% in increasing of energy efficiency. This is just a picture to show very briefly. On the left, there is a bad aerodynamics, a normal wind turbine. On the right, a very good aerodynamics. So thanks to that, we can solve a lot of these problems. And this has been validated in the lab and with simulations. This is why we have TRL4. The same technology has been also proved with simulations at full scale with a rotor of 140 meters. We cannot build one, but it was simulated, and this is proven 15% more power. Our technology is multi-purpose. Apart for increasing the energy, we actually promote the enlargement of the rotors because we can build structures that, because of how they are made, we can build thicker blades that structurally are better. Despite here they have some cutouts, actually this structure is more robust than this other one, and that's why it's advantageous. And also all other problems that are increasing the cost of wind energy, like wind farm optimization, the usage of seas, the usage of land, reduction of noise, anti-icing, all these things can be tackled by our technology. So one technology can solve a lot of these problems. How valuable is the market? At the moment, 240 billions, and it is increasing, of course. We want to go to the market with 2 OEMs, producers of wind turbines, with royalties and small production of components or small blades. We have only one direct competitor, several competitors in different technology to lower the LCOE, but our direct competitor is Coflojet wind turbines, and we have blocked them with our patent. The ecosystem of wind energy is made typically by 3 players: OEM, the manufacturers of wind turbines that are our target, very resilient to innovation, this must be said. Only 10 controls more than 90% of the market globally. And then there are their customers, the energy producers and the developers. Those are who project and design the wind farm and chooses the wind turbines. And this is who makes the money at the end by selling the energy. So they are our secondary target and the final users. It's more easy to target them than the OEMs. At the moment, we have an NDA signed and a longer discussions already with top 5 OEM, and we have a letter of interest from Total Energies, Renexia, and connections with other players. So because it's so difficult to enter to the offshore wind market, we are targeting to enter first in the small wind market, which is not so attractive, but it is very accessible. And then with time, growing with the horizon until we enter the offshore wind market. This is taken also in our technical roadmap. We are now at TRL 4, and now we are fundraising for the demonstrator, that is a small wind turbines, around the 600 kilowatt, for which on one side we can go to the market in the small wind, is an MVP, in fact. And after that, we will continue in partnership with a big OEM for the building of a bigger demonstrator, then go to the market, and then scaling up and then going to the market. This is a sort of scaling up of the technology. So two revenue models, one for the small wind, where we produce blades or components, limited market, but good for us because pilot projects we can do with that. And then on the big wind is where the real money is, with a very small royalties, but we can have up to 70 millions with only 5% of the market and a very, very tiny royalties. And this money is almost all EBITDA because it's a royalty. Eventually, we will be bought at a certain point by the big wind sector. This is the desired exit. But in the meanwhile, we are working on pilot project that essentially this demonstrator MVP. We want to take all the second-hand wind turbines from Italy and from abroad. We refurbish them, we install our new rotors, and they will start producing more energy with Hyperwind technology. Our team is made of 6 people. Here you see myself and Steve, marketing manager, and then we have experience in finance, engineering, both of wind turbine, like with a super advisor, actually our technical director, this is an ex-Vestas, more than 30 years experience. And then we have very strong academic partnership with the University of Wind Energy, Florence, and Politecnico di Milano. So far, we have passed, I think, 7 accelerators so far since 2 years. As I told you, we have a letter of interest and NDAs, and we got invested by GDP, Tech for Planet, and now CrossConnect, and also some equity-free grants. Now we are asking for 1 million pre-seed to achieve the milestone of the design freeze, so the design of this demonstrator or / MVP. Afterwards, we will fundraise for the realization and testing of this demonstrator with successive seed round of around 3 million. So that's Hyperwind, what we want to do. If you have any question on that.